Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a professional chef on a weight loss journey. I've lost 94.2 pounds naturally through calorie deficit and exercise in the last year and a half. Here I was, morbidly obese, but still cute as fuck. Duh, you know it. Here's the thing. Not only have I lost 94.2 pounds in the last year and a half, I've gained 225,000 followers on Instagram in the last 8 weeks. And do you want to know what that leads to? Besides a little bit of anxiety and a lot of things on your to-do list, questions, DMs, questions all day, every day. And I am only one girl, only with 2 little sets of fingies. Okay. So I asked my followers to, in my stories, write me their questions. I'm going to show you something. Okay. I'm going to show you something. That's only the ones that I screenshotted. There were like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of questions. Let's start out with number 1. What do you think about weighted vests? I love them. I didn't need one because walking was hard enough for me when I weighed 324 pounds. Now I've lost 94.2 pounds and a bitch is gonna get a walking weighted vest. A walking weighted vest. That was a weird way to say it. Sorry. Okay. How do you track food when you're at a restaurant? I guess. Okay, if it's a chain restaurant, I look it up on their little webby site and then I know exactly what it is. But here's the thing. When I go to a non-chain restaurant, I order something with very high protein, a lot of meat and not a lot of filler foods. So filler foods for me at a restaurant where I don't know what the heckity-deckity they're putting in those mashed potatoes, okay, are potatoes, rice, bread, pasta. I don't know what they're putting in that, okay? So it's very hard to guesstimate when they're putting an ungodly amount of cream and fat up in that bitch. I'll tell you that. As a professional chef, I know what's going on back there. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's scary. Okay, so here's the thing. I order protein heavy. Eat heavy protein and guess. Guessing is good enough sometimes, girl. If you're on like an aggressive cut, you're trying to lose like your last 3 pounds, I suggest not going to a restaurant where you can't count your calories, okay? But if you're just on a lifestyle journey for the rest of your life and somebody wants to go, your grandma wants to go out to, Lombardino's for her birthday, freaking go, okay? Just guess, do your best. It's not that serious. All right. Number 2, weight loss and alcohol. Can I keep my wine? I guess if you want to, girl. Weigh it, track it, measure it. It has calories just like everything else. For me, no, I can't because I have a drinking problem. And I don't drink anymore at all, ever again. No. How do you not get sick of tracking everything and weighing on a scale? I do. I do. So, here's the thing. Here's the thing about weighing and tracking your food, okay? My recommendation is that people weigh and track their food for at least 30 days militantly, okay? 30 days straight. Every single morsel of food that passes your sweet little mouth, okay? Enters into this in there. We're tracking it for at least 30 days because here's what you need to do. You need to be able to visualize what 50 calories of oil looks like. What does 200 calories of rice look like? What does a real serving of pasta look like? Okay. What does 4 ounces of chicken look like? You need to be able to memorize that up in your little noggin. Okay. Get those little connections going up in there. You know what I'm saying? So tracking doesn't have to be forever if you don't want it to be. However, some people find that they want to track for the rest of their life. They get comfortable with it. It's easy peasy. Here's the other thing about weighing and tracking. Okay. I have a certain set of meals that I absolutely love. They're my go-tos. They're my besties. They're in the group chat. You know what I mean? I know them very well. I know what they're made of. Okay. I know their caloric density. I know how much protein is going on in there. And I eat those bitches on repeat. Okay. It doesn't have to be something new every single day. Okay. I'm not that person who needs to eat something new every single day for every single meal. Now, here's the thing. I'm also not the person who wants to eat the same thing every day for all of time. No, I need a little bit of variety, but we're reaching back to yield faithfuls. Okay. Let's find another one. Are there days you're not that hungry and you eat a lot less than your calorie deficit? No? I'm a hungry bitch. I don't know. I'm new here. So when you say you're a chef, are you a chef in a restaurant or a personal chef? So I do not work in a restaurant. I own my own business as a private chef. I don't talk a lot about my business on this page because my clients deserve their anonymity and I'm never going to really discuss it. So you guys just have to get over that. Do you walk the same route every morning or do you vary it? I vary it on, I know which routes I have, okay, and what they entail. So There's routes that have a big hill. There's routes that are kind of like more secluded. There's routes that are like really, really flat. There's routes that are on main roads. You know what I mean? So I just kind of pick and choose based on the conditions. So is it really fucking dark and I'm feeling like I don't want to go out in the woods? You know what I mean? Is it the middle of the day and I have a friend with me and I want to go out on the secluded trail? Do I feel like getting a little bit of extra like burn going? Am I full of energy? I'll go on the hill. Okay. You see what I mean? So I have many, many different routes that I take, all of which are like within my general vicinity. Do you cook separate dinners for your family, kids? So kind of no. Okay. So when we have dinner, well, let's do like burrito bowls as a example. Okay. So my family loves a burrito bowl. Okay. So I'll make ground beef with 96.4 ground beef. Nobody cares. Nobody can even tell the difference. Okay. So I'm making taco meat. I'm making shredded chicken. I'm making grilled chicken. I'm making whatever. My plate will be mostly protein, lettuce, a little bit of rice, a little bit of beans, some Greek yogurt, some salsa, some pickled jalapenos, some of this, some of that, maybe low calorie cheese. I'm not the biggest cheese gal in the world. And I know that that's like a crazy thing to say as a Scotty woman. But my kids will be tortilla chips with ground beef, beans, cheese, some lettuce and tomato on the side. You know what I'm saying? So we're eating the same thing essentially, but we're just plating it a little bit differently. Does that make sense? So like, let's give another example. Spaghetti. Spaghetti is the number one fan favorite in this house. So they'll have a huge plate of pasta with some sauce and then a Caesar salad on the side. I will have cauliflower gnocchi or a smaller portion of pasta with mostly sauce and then a huge salad on the side. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's all about portioning, thinking about your protein goal, thinking about making it work for you. Another example, one more, and then I'm going to be done. Cheeseburgers. Okay. We love a cheeseburger around this part's cheeseburger land. All right. My kids could eat a cheeseburger every single day. And honestly, so could I. So they'll have regular cheeseburger. However, everybody's cheeseburger is getting made with 96.4 ground beef. I'm having light American cheese on mine. I'm using a low carb bun. They can use a low carb bun if they want, because guess what? Low carb buns taste just like regular shitty hamburger buns. Okay. They don't taste like anything weird. So they can have whatever kind of bun they want. I usually keep both in the house. All right. They'll have a bunch of fries on the side. I'll have a salad. I'll have my roasted vegetables that I keep in the fridge. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're eating essentially the same thing, but not the same. How do you stay in a calorie deficit during hormonal shifts and cravings at that time of the month? I wish that there was a really good answer, a really good, easy answer for me to give to you on this. The thing is that I just do. Okay. So I have found that the week before my period, obviously, yes, I am hungry. Okay. Hold on. Water break. I am hungry. Okay. A bitch is hungry. But here's the thing. I have learned how to have a small amount of the things that I want, not a large amount, small. Okay, so I want chocolate, I have chocolate. I'm not eating a crappy version of something that I really want. So if I want an ice cream bar, I'm not having a Yasso bar. Okay, I know that people go so hard. They ride or die for Yasso bars. Okay, if I want ice cream, I'm having a mini Haagen-Dazs bar. I'm having a hold the cone from Trader Joe's. Small but mighty is my go-to for desserts, okay? In terms of my hormonal shift, if I am active in my calorie deficit and I am still physically hungry, so shaky and weird, headache, don't feel good, physical hunger, not emotional hunger, I will eat. Okay? Whatever I'm craving, I will eat a small amount. Now, here's the thing. If you're hitting your protein goal, you're hitting your fiber goal, and you're allowing yourself to indulge in those cravings that you're having in small doses, I hesitate to believe that you will actually be very hungry. Okay. And here's the thing for me also, as a person who had very severe PCOS symptoms, since losing this weight, becoming an incredibly active person, focusing on protein, focusing on drinking my water, my PMS symptoms have gotten, I hesitate to say like 95% better, but like 95% better. Okay. So my hormonal shifts have drastically diminished since I have lost weight. I'm not a doctor. I don't know why that is. That's just my personal experience. So Long story short, indulge in your cravings in very small doses. Buy single serving packages of the things that you want. Get a little bit of something from the gas station. Don't buy a whole pack of Little Debbie's. Go buy one if that's what you want. Track it in your app and move the fuck on. This is a great question. Will you still walk outside when it's really cold? Yes. I am a year-round outdoor walker, and I'll explain to you why. First thing, I live in Wisconsin. If you've ever been here in January, you know it's cold as fuck, okay? It is not nice here in the winter. It is icy, snowy, frigid cold. I walk year-round unless it's like the wind chill's like minus 20, okay? And here is why. Because the walking is therapy, right? The walking is therapy. But on top of the walking, it's the time spent outside in nature by myself that is therapy for me. I've fixed up here so that I could fix down here. And I am still in the process. I still have about 60 pounds to lose approximately. And walking in the winter is only as good as your gear. Okay? So your gear must be on point. If you live in a cold climate, you have to have a great coat, a balaclava, really good gloves, base layers, another layer, and then a coat, okay? We have to be prepared for the situation. If you go outside wearing your like little DKNY coat that you got at Ross and your little like Target gloves, you're going to be cold as fuck, and walking outside is going to be absolutely miserable, okay? But if you go outside in your thoughtful, well-designed winter gear, walking outside in the winter is my favorite time to walk outside, okay? So yes, I walk outside, rain or shine. The only time I don't is if the wind chill is below minus 20 or if it's thunderstorming. Or if it's really, really hot, I don't mess with that. Honestly, I would rather walk in minus 30 than 90. I'm not here for that at all. No. I don't like that. Do you eat bonus calories that you earn on the Lose It app? No. Here's why. Because I go off of my TDEE number, which is calculated with my activity level in mind. So those bonus calories that I'm earning from exercise, those are null and void. I do not eat them. Unless I'm like actually physically hungry, then I eat. How often do you weigh yourself? Every 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 days whenever I feel like it. Okay, I do not have a militant weighing schedule because here's the thing. This is a lifelong journey for me. This is not a race to the finish line. My goal weight is whatever at this point. I'm just trying to make the best choices that I can from day to day. I'm not trying to be losing weight every single time I step on the scale. I'm not trying to stress myself out about having a bad day. None of that is sustainable for me long term. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 days. Are you ever scared to walk alone in the dark? I'm going to tell you the truth. No. Here's why. I have acquired over time a very large amount of safety gear that I wear out. Okay. Number 2, I live in a affluent suburb where there are lots of Lululemon mommies and daddies out walking around at the same time that I am. I am not the only person out there walking. So I realize that I come from a place of privilege where I live in an incredibly safe, incredibly well-maintained, incredibly active community where I am not the only person out there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I generally see between 10 and 20 people when I'm out on my walk who are also out exercising that early in the morning. So no, I'm not scared. I wear a Knox Gear light up vest. I wear a reflective waist belt with inside. I wear a headlamp that shines bright as the frickin' sun, girl, okay? And I live in a very safe community. So I understand that that comes from a place of privilege. And if you don't have that available to you, I suggest getting a walking pad. Do I own one? No, I don't. Maybe soon. Do you walk in the rain? If not, what do you do instead of walking? So like I said, I only don't walk outside if it is thunderstorming. If it's thunderstorming indoors, I will do my indoor stepper machine, which you can find linked on my link tree. It's like a little thing that I got on Amazon. It's like $50. It's like a little stepper. Okay. I have a small house packed full of shit. Okay. I don't have space for a walking pad. I'm also 6 feet tall. So walking pads are generally not long enough for me. I have an extremely long stride because a bitch has wingspan. You know what I'm saying? So I do my indoor stepper if I can't go outside, generally speaking. Or I'll do a video on YouTube. I like doing Grow with Joe. She's really, really happy. And sometimes that like gets a little much for me. I love her. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm kind of surly and she's like really happy. And maybe I need more of that in my life, honestly. Do you take any supplements? I take creatine monohydrate, and that's all. So I am very scared of taking medication. It's one of the many reasons why I do not take a GLP-1 medication. I am terrified, have extreme, severe health anxiety. So no, I don't take very many supplements. I used to take some vitamins, but I found that they started to hurt my little tom-tom. So now I just take creatine in my morning hydration juicy, which is generally a liquid IV sugar-free packet. My favorite is the raspberry melon, probably, or the white peach. And then I add my creatine monohydrate into that and look, down the hatch, baby. Any tips for going on vacation? I just started out on my weight loss journey. Please enjoy your vacation. Please enjoy your vacation. I want you to behave as the person that you want to be for the rest of your life. So if that means, for me, it means enjoying small amounts of the things that I love on vacation while still trying to prioritize protein, prioritize, portion control, having a little bit of like, we're having a little bit of willpower, but I'm not tracking my food on vacation. I'm having a donut. I'm having a croissant. I'm having a little latte. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not withholding myself from the experience of being on vacation. I'm just trying to be a little bit mindful. That's my theory on vacation. I sure as shit ain't tracking on a vacation. All right, one more. We have time for one more. Did you grow up playing any sports? No. No. I do have a funny story though. When I was in the 3rd grade, I played basketball for I think one season. We were the Pink Flamingos, okay, which is very apropos. And I made a 3-point shot for the other team. And I don't believe that I ever played basketball after that. So, all right, I think I'm going to be done with this Q&A, but I'm going to save these questions and maybe do a part 2 to this because I didn't get through hardly any of them. I love all of you. If you're here, please subscribe to my YouTube channels so you can see my long form content. I have a lot of plans for this channel, but I love you, love you, love you. I hope that you have the best day. Thank you for being here and listening to me yap. I have the best time making these videos for you guys, and I believe in every single one of you. If you're trying to change your life, behave as the woman that you want to be today. Do not let yourself wait until tomorrow, the next day, or after January 1st. No, we're not doing that. Behave as the woman you want to be today. All right. I love you. Bye.